Now, we've been doing it long enough and I have enough of a reputation that we pick up new customers all the time. I need to do more marketing. So part of the thing that I was trying to do last year was actually hire another photographer and free me up so I wasn't going out and shooting more. And then moving the other guy I have shooting up a bit so that, he would do a little bit better. And then the new person would handle all the lower end stuff. And then it would free me up to do marketing. And obviously all my plans got, like everybody, got put on hold last year. So I'm looking at it again this year. The problem is I don't have the volume. So like we shoot for DR Horton around here. So we do all their work, all their specs. Typically on a normal month, we will get 20 to 40 specs from them. We just got a list of specs last week for 3 specs. That's the first specs we've done in 3 months for them because it's selling too quickly. Like as soon as we pour a slab, the house is sold already. So they're not even getting to the point where they're having to list it. So it's just been a pain all around. Once that comes back, I actually have enough DR Horton work that I can kind of keep them busy, and it's a good way for them to learn it because it's a lot of repetition, and there's nobody there. They're working on their own, so they don't have any pressure from people, so they can kind of learn that, and then I can kind of turn them loose on realtor shoots and stuff like that. So as far as what I'm doing, not a lot. What I need to do is a lot more. Now, we just got selected for the Zillow Premier or Zillow Elite. So one of 3 companies in the area that Zillow quote unquote promotes on their website. I mean, I can't stand Zillow, but we all have to deal with them. I did pick up, I'm pretty sure I picked up a customer from that. Actually, I got an email and it was before they even notified us that we got selected. And they said they found me on the Zillow site, so I'm assuming that was it. And then I got one scam guy trying to do something with me. But I mean, it's been a week, so it's not like it's been long. And then, I got to start promoting that a little bit, that, we can do their floor plans, because we do floor plans with an iGuide, another 3D tour thing. But like the Zillow 3D tours, I mean, they're cheap. So, we've been doing a lot of them. We probably do the Zillow stuff on 75–80% of our shoots. And then most of the other stuff, we're doing some other like we rarely do just photos on a house. And that's my goal, because the photos, that pays for us to get there and a little bit of profit. And then all the add-ons is where all the profit comes, because we're already there. Because the problem with Jacksonville, the challenge, I should say, is that we are physically the largest, by landmass, the largest city in America. So like literally, and this is no exaggeration, I could drive 65 miles an hour for an hour, still be in Jacksonville, like consider Jacksonville. So like we go all over the place. So we don't charge a trip fee unless we go an hour and a half or more away. Now I built it into the pricing, don't get me wrong, but the average drive to a shoot for us is a half an hour. That's the average. So, I mean, that logistically, that gets a little bit challenging. The next person I hire, I'm probably going to look to hire farther out west, because we go out west, but it's like an hour out there, and it's such a pain because it's an hour, but like when you come back in the afternoon, you get stuck in traffic. So it's an hour and 15, an hour and 20, and it's just like, people just want to get home. So I think the next person I hire is going to be out in that area, and just kind of give them all the stuff out there, save us from driving around so much. But I use Constant Contact. I don't use it as much as I should. That's something actually, I'm going away skiing next week, but once I get back, that's one of the things, one of my goals is to start doing regular emails, not so regular that it annoys people, but just enough to stay in front of people. And I've got some agents who are good friends of mine, and they'll send me the list of active agents in the area. And I've mailed to that list, a few times in the past, and every time I wound up picking up customers, and it's the cost of Constant Contact. So, I mean, one customer is valuable from that. So that kind of stuff. I mean, typically we would do, we sponsor stuff a lot. Obviously, not a lot of stuff is going on. I mean, it's Florida, so there's more stuff here because apparently they don't think it's real here in Florida. But that's another another discussion. And just a lot of it hasn't been going on, so we haven't been able to do as much of that. We pretty much always pick up new customers when we do some kind of presentation. So that's another thing that I want to get back to, but that's more of a function of the market than of me. It's starting to get a little better with that stuff around here. I'm noticing more people are having meetings, so I hope to be able to get in front of more, more companies, more brokerages, and do that. Always trying to pick up builders. Builders are great when times are good because they'll spend the money. They're not so great when times are bad because they're the first person to stop spending money. So I'm kind of preparing for that, when this market eventually does correct. But we do DR Horton, Lennar. We've done work for Manami. There's a regional local builder, Ashley Homes, recently picked up, and some other smaller builders in the area. But I just had somebody leave. They're actually a pretty big regional builder here called Dream Finders. They've gone as far west as Colorado, but like just Colorado, there's nothing in between. I think in Texas as well, but the person there left, and they're with Toll Brothers now, and she's got me. I've done some headshots, and she's got me in the process to get approved as a photographer. So hopefully we'll pick them up as well. So that's where we make the most money because we charge them a lot more than realtors. So it's same amount of work, but 2 to 3 times more pay. So I'd rather do that. Honestly, the most success I've ever had is stuff on Facebook, posting on Facebook and people see it. And then they contact us. Yeah, always looking for better ways to pick up. I mean, people love the portal for the most part. I mean, I have a couple of people like, well, I don't like putting the thing in because, I'm like, they want to just call somebody. I'm like, well, it's easier if you just put in and request the time of the day. One of these days I'm going to enable it in there where it kind of automatically scheduled, but I haven't done it because the logistics scheduling here are so different than a lot of areas because we cover such a wide area. And I don't have people in different areas. All my people kind of live right around me. So that wasn't on purpose. It just kind of happened that way. So one of these days I'll enable it. There's different ways you can look at your business. It's like, well, I can be the lowest common denominator and always be fighting over price. And every time somebody finds a better price, they find another photographer. Or I could be at the high end and only get so much business because I'm charging $1,000 to shoot a house, and that's great because you don't have to shoot as many homes, right? But most people aren't going to spend $1,000 to shoot a home these days. I'd rather be in the middle. Like I want the volume. Like the volume is what keeps me going. If I hadn't have done that years ago, I'd have been out of business last year. I would not have been able to take a 30 to a 50% decrease in business and survive. Like there's just no way. But because I had a high volume to begin with, even dropping that volume down, I still had enough revenue coming in. But I also structured the business in a certain way so that I don't have to worry as much about that. But I'm fine. And then now as the volume goes back up, the revenue is following. And then actually the revenue is going up because more people are doing 3D tours than ever before. And it's a profit item for me. Even if I have to pay my guys to shoot it, I'm still making a profit. Zillow doesn't charge me anything for it. So anything I get is pure profit for that. So yeah, I don't do a lot of discounts. Like I say, for builders, I charge more. The builders, we don't run through the portal because they're just not going to use it. And it's just another layer of complexity that I don't want them. I don't mean it's complex, but to them, they look at it like, well, it's another step I got to do. I don't want to do it. I'd rather just make it easy for them. So they just call me and like, hey, I need a model shot on Tuesday. And I go, okay, we got somebody, we'll send somebody out. And the nice thing is that it's almost never a time base. Like, it's not like, well, I have to be there at 2. It's like, well, I'll get there Tuesday when I get there. So that makes it easier. So, we can kind of hit it in between shoots, or if we're already, out, like Middleburg is like an hour away. We go out there a lot. If I'm already out there and I got another builder shoot, it's just, I don't have to make 2 trips out there. So that's typically what we do for pricing. I have to go through, actually, I have it on my list to do this weekend to kind of go through and sort of streamline my pricing, because we've added so many things. It's quite a list. And the problem is, like, when you add too many things, people just kind of shut down. So I got to figure out a way to streamline it. So that's one of my goals this weekend, streamline my pricing. And I also have to add the Zillow floor plan stuff, because we literally just started that, because we got the okay last week. And I've been running around doing it so I can know how to teach my people to do it. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is easy. So now we're going to officially be offering it starting next week. So I'm going to do an email blast out this week or this weekend, and hope to get some of that. I've run a couple specials during the last year. Like 25% off your first shoot. Going out to the list of everybody thing, and it's been somewhat successful. I mean, we picked up customers. I mean, I wouldn't say it's wildly successful, but I didn't expect it. But I think the first mailing we did was to about 10,000 people, most of which are, I mean, we have about 400 customers. So even if our customers, most of them aren't our customers. And we got, I want to say it was 8 new customers, which is really good. The second time wasn't as good. I think we got 4, but still, I mean, every customer is worth thousands of dollars. I mean, they unless I do something wrong, they're repeat customers. So, the key is, for me, the key is selling them up front on 3D tours and videos and aerial, all those add-ons. Because what I find is that when I do that, they pretty much do that always. Like even now with properties here, we did a shoot for somebody 2 weeks ago, and literally they put it on the MLS, and within an hour, they had 5 offers. Nobody had seen it yet. 5 offers. So, we do have some people that are like, well, either I'm not going to spend the money or I'm just going to do photos. But for the most part, our customers, they haven't done that. I mean, we have a few people, but they're still ordering the same stuff. So they kind of get it. They're usually the better realtors, because they understand, like, they're marketing the property, but they're really marketing themselves. So they kind of get that. So I don't really have any special pricing, so to say. It's pretty much standard across the board with a few people that get discounts. At the time, I had spent a year and a half looking for a portal, because everybody starts off and you got, 1 customer, 2, you get a few customers here, a few customers there, you start shooting a few here, shooting there. And if all goes well, you start doing more, and then you're doing hundreds, whatever it is you're doing. We got to the point where it was just logistically getting to be a pain. And I would say that was about 40 to 50 shoots a month. It got there, trying to deliver the files, because you'd have to deliver full resolution and MLS version. We use Dropbox for all. Dropbox just sucks. I hate Dropbox. So then I started using Google Drive. It's not made for that. It works, but it's not made for it. Then we were sending stuff with WeTransfer, which is good, but some people, their firewalls don't let it through. So I'm like, I got to find a better way. And I looked at, like, there's quite a few portals available out there, but all of the ones I saw were stupid expensive. A lot of them wanted to take a percentage of the orders. And I'm like, whoa. Like, I don't mind paying you, but, like, I mean, and we're talking like 5%. Like, no, you're not taking 5% of my business to use your darn portal, And then a friend of mine told me about you guys, and I looked at it, I'm like, well, that's much more reasonable. That pricing makes more sense. And then they also just had so many more features that the other ones didn't. You guys were one of the first ones that had the ability to schedule, like, just let them schedule on their own. And, it's always been in the back of my mind that I want to enable that. I just haven't gotten the nerve to do it. I guess is the best way to put it. So I think once I get to the point where I hire somebody and I have more free time, I'll probably enable it then, because then I can keep an eye on it, make sure. But yeah, that person, they were like, you're going to love it. You're going to pick up a whole bunch more customers because of it. And I did. At the time, we were probably doing 75 shoots a month. And within probably 3 or 4 months, we had gotten to where we were doing over 100 shoots a month. And we had gotten up to over 120 a month before COVID hit. So, my goal last year was to get to 140 a month. it didn't happen so much, but you know, and this year I don't have any goals because I'm like, I, I don't know how to set the goals right now. You know, I just don't know. Like even revenue numbers, I have no idea. So this is going to be kind of a weird year for me because I always set goals. You know, I always want to have something to shoot for.